Shalvi, right? Shalvi.
Yeah, Shalvi.
Namaste. Today I am with Shalvi. She has shared many unusual spiritual experiences with me. So I think you will enjoy this podcast. Let's begin. So, what is spirituality for you?
In one word, if I can say it, Shiva.
Oh, okay.
Shiva is everything to me. I do not know the details and the various aspects that comes with spirituality because it's a very open-ended question.
Yeah.
But personally for me, the definition that I have felt is there's this extremely high energy, very powerful, very intense, that you feel right here and then you feel like you need nothing. Like if you felt that, you just want that only. It's like the high that nothing else can match. That is Shiva to me. Spirituality is Shiva to me, and that high energy, I like to call it Shiva. So if I see the sun, if I see nature, if I see trees and forest and animals, everything that has the essence of that high energy, it just makes me feel like I feel whole and complete. And I feel this need to have less and less and less as possible. I don't want to be caught up in my desires. So that high energy, that is Shiva to me, and that is spirituality to me. That is my life.
How you identify this high energy and low energy?
I think the moment I started, it wasn't even a moment when I felt the extreme need to, because I was struggling a lot in my life, as in I had anxiety since childhood and I had severe depression and I was going to therapist and psychiatrist and all that. And so I started my spiritual journey just as a hope that I would feel okay, that I would be alive. It was that deep. And when I started meditating, I started reading about spirituality, about breath work, and inner child healing, shadow work, understanding your unconscious mind. Little by little, I think after 2 years, I was meditating in my room and I felt a breakthrough, like something left me and some very high intensity energy came. I cannot even describe how I felt. It was intense, like I felt like a warm blanket was just comforting me. It was very energetic, very high, and I couldn't understand what was it. I kept crying for hours and hours, and when I literally became a little lighter in the process of crying and trying to understand, I asked my coach, like, this happened to me, I'm not able to understand what is it. And he's like, give it time, your ego is leaving you and your soul is awakening. So that was the first very intense spiritual awakening that I felt. And in that moment, the energy that I felt, it made me so sensitive. Like, I cannot even imagine the person that I was. It was crazy. I mean, I was someone else and I became someone else because that energy entered me and it never left me. So I became extremely sensitive to everything. I used to like loud music and loud vibe, and now I hate that. I used to enjoy being in crowded spaces. Now that is overwhelming to me. I never understood about religion and God and what. I used to make fun of those things, but now it just feels like home to me. The quietness, the solitude, the slow, soft life, I feel like that just warms my heart. You just feel it. You know, I feel, even scientifically, if you speak, everything is energy only, right?
Yeah.
You have your own aura, I have my own aura. And if your aura is not as clean, as pure, as authentic, my body will sense it, because that's the perk of being sensitive. That's the perk of being spiritual and following that path. So that's how I see. I don't see people as a male or a female or this profession, that profession. I do not see people as their identities. I just see them as energy. If it's kind, if it makes me feel okay, I interact. If not, I will never engage with that energy. I just take a step back. Like, I'm not coming in that space where your aura affects mine. That's how I see it.
So in some places we feel very negative energy or something like that. In that time, what we have to do? You have
That
any
happens a
solution?
lot. So whenever I leave my house, I make sure that I set an intention in my mind. I do my aura cleansing, I use my crystals, and I tell my mind, I will not allow any person, any place, or any situation to take away my energy or to drain me out. I feel grounded, I feel rooted. There's so many meditation that my coach has taught me that you just have to visualize that your aura is growing brighter and bigger and external energies cannot touch it. So rather than going out and then draining yourself, coming back and feeling heavy, before even stepping out, just comfort yourself and set the intention and set that vibration. So that when you go out, people cannot affect you. For me personally, I wear a selenite and a black tourmaline. I am wearing it now. And I set my intention. I do my meditation where I visualize that my aura is bigger and brighter and no one is able to affect me. I read my affirmations, but it takes 10-15 minutes. But if you go out and you still feel heavy and you come back and you're not liking it, you can have a salt water bath, or you can sit down and do fragmented heart meditation, which is just sitting, relaxing yourself and saying, I command my energy to come back to me. I call all my energy back to me because it belongs to me. It is mine at the first place. Anyone who has drained me, affected me, I command my energy to find its way back home, and I want it to come back to me. So that I literally visualize my energy coming back to me. At some points I even pull it like it's actually coming, and then I feel very whole. I do it every day. At the end of the day, I sit and I relax myself and I visualize that my energy is coming back. I keep saying, I command my energy to come back to me. It is mine. It is of nobody else's. And when you visualize it is coming back, you start to feel whole again. And then I place my hand here and I tell, my heart is now full because my energy is back. So that is one meditation that helps me a lot after I'm overwhelmed.
Is it like a Reiki or something? I met one Reiki master also. She was feeling like chakra or like healing like this. It's
actually a very simple meditation. You can use your mind to
visualize.
Yeah.
So visualization is very important, I think, because
very important.
Many people visualize that God is blessing us or something like that. So it's like
your
that.
Mind is a very powerful tool. I mean, mind can literally do anything. It can make the impossible possible. So if you sit and you visualize that a golden light has surrounded you and it is fulfilling you with blessing and happiness and joy, you will feel it somehow. So this meditation I specifically do because when you imagine your energy is coming back to you, and there are people who drain us out, and that's okay. I mean, world cannot be full of all kindness. That is an unrealistic expectations. The best you can do is to stay grounded, to stay rooted. When I'm in a crowded setting, I just tell myself any negative energy directed towards me is being flushed down to the earth. It is not reaching me. I'm sending them back healing so that they do not send me that negativity again. I remember this one time some stranger started screaming at me for random reason because people are angry these days. And I was like, I'm not engaging with that energy. Whatever you have sent me is being flushed down to the earth. I am walking away back to my home with peace in my heart. This is not worth my time. So just saying that I'm rooted and I'm grounded and Mother Earth is taking care of me. I don't want that energy. I'm not engaging with that energy because I'll also give back my energy to that person, and it's not worth it. You have to stay home. Your home is here. It's not anywhere else in the world. So I just tell myself that.
So I normally go out. Sometimes I feel like my energy is draining. I have bath, when I come back. Is it okay, or we have to add some salt in it?
You can, you can add salt because salt clears out negative energy. But if you don't want to do that, you can just water is a very high absorber. So when I was feeling very drained out when I was traveling, I just filled my bucket of water and then I told the water, I am requesting you as I pour you on my body, take away all the negativity that I have absorbed. I am pouring magic and blessings and healing and happiness in this water so that it turns into a miracle and blesses my body. Just say that and then take a bath and you'll see the difference. It's about intention setting. It's about conscious living. We do so many things. Every little thing is a miracle. Just sitting and just not doing anything is also a miracle. If you set an intention, your mind is focused now. So this is, I call this a miracle water bath, which is a term I came up with. But set an intention. You can do that. You can add salt also. Anything that you find.
So as you said, I remember that in olden days people used to have bath, remembering the holy rivers, Gangotri, Yamuna, Chaiva, Godavari, Sindhu, Kaveri, and something like that. They used to have bath.
Yeah.
But now these people forgotten. This is
now it's a daily show that you have to do and then run for office.
Yeah, busy life, rat race kind of. So you said you like to sit on like this hill we are sitting here, and you like a beach and water bodies and all. Can you tell your experience, what kind of energy you feel in such places?
Okay, I personally think that forest, mountains and oceans, they all have different energies. When I'm around water, I just need a flow in my life. Like I need to ease myself and let go of control and force. When I need some answers from my life, like what should I do? Then I go to mountains. Like I need some answers. I need to clear out some confusion. I need new beginnings in my life. Then I go to mountain. For forest, there's a different purpose. So I feel nature is the biggest healer. It's a fact, honestly. And nature has such high energy. So whenever I see the sun and I want some healing from it, or I want something to manifest in my life, I tell it to sun, like I want this to happen, because you're a life force. You literally brighten up the world. What is one desire for you? Nothing. Moon is something that removes negativity. It calms you down. So when I want something to be removed from my life, I write it down and then I keep it in the moonlight. And I request and I pray, please remove these things from my life. Maybe a limiting belief or anything that can be there. And for ocean is my mother I go to when I feel heavy. It's like the warmest embrace that I ever feel. So I go there, and it's a giant water body. It calms me down immediately, and then I talk like I'm talking to my mother, and I'm the daughter, and I tell her everything, like this is happening, what do I do? And the answers come, and it's a very intuitive gut feeling. It's not you. This is that energy talking to you. You just have to be quiet enough to listen. And that's what I do. And when I feel very negative and I feel like crying and I feel hurt because people have done wrong things, I just go and hug a tree. I feel emotional even talking about it, because nature has embraced me anytime I felt like giving up. So when I hug a tree, I just tell the tree, just take away all the pain, just release me from this negativity. And that happens because we are also part of nature. We are not some external being. We are literally a part of nature. So imagine going to that particular energy that has made you. It just empowers you like nothing else.
I think you were staying with me for a few days, and I have seen that you are grateful for everything.
Yeah.
Like, do you think we have to be grateful for whatever we are having, whatever we have given, That is very important in life. What do you think?
Very much. I feel gratitude is a muscle.
Gratitude, yes.
The more you exercise that muscle, the stronger it goes, because this world is now lag driven. Any brand or anywhere you step out, people will make you feel like you do not have enough. Buy this, you'll be better then. Do this, you'll be better then. We do not even stop and realize how far we have come. Imagine you also, everyone. People have come so far, and they're more than enough. More than enough. Nature never feels like, okay, this flower is pretty, that flower is not pretty, this tree is better and this is not better. Everything in this nature is perfect. So having that more than enough mentality is what attracts more. If you operate from a place of lack, you will attract lack. So I do not want that energy in my life. I feel grateful for the smallest of thing that the universe blesses me with, because then I attract more blessings and I feel happy also. And I strongly believe there are people who can have everything and still be sad, and there are people who can have small things and still be happy. So the choice is yours at the end of the day.
You had any very breakups or near-death experience in your life? Because I have met many spiritual seekers who had a pain, some kind of pain in their life, like for example breakup or some near-death experience. It is something like that. You had something like that in your life?
I wouldn't say a specific experience moved something within me. I feel like when you're living a meaningless life and when you're doing things unconsciously and you're just you do not know what you're doing, you too reach a point where you just sit and you ask yourself, am I even happy? Like, what is happening to me? Am I supposed to live like this for the rest of my life? Your life shouldn't feel like a burden. It shouldn't feel like a chore that you have to do. You don't have to just be forced to live life. You don't have to be anxious all the time. I think I reached a point where I was like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be so sad and anxious and angry and frustrated and unloved and all the negativity in the world. I want to be happy and I want to love my life. I want to say that my life is easy and I feel happy and I feel grateful waking up. If you meet people, you wouldn't, like, nobody feels happy waking up and wow, I have another day, and nobody. And I wanted that for me. I reached a point where I was like, no, I can't live like this. This is too much. This is painful. This is excruciating. I feel bogged down always and I feel anxious and I do not like the patterns in my life. I do not want to chase things because maybe you achieve something and then you have to chase again and again and then you die one day. So I had that feeling like, I am done. I can't. And then I sat down and I decided, like, okay, I'll start from somewhere. So I went to therapy and then I started reading books. I started practicing things. And then I feel when you start doing things, when you go on that path, then universe pulls you, like, come my child, you're finally here. So I felt that pull. The more I was trying, the more the universe was sending people to help me, sending resources to help me. And look where I am now. Like, my heart is happy.
Yesterday or day before we had a conversation and I heard that you are writing some book also. Is it? What kind of book is that?
Yeah. So it's basically... the thing is that I had a very low self-worth. If people show me a little bit of kindness, I feel like this person is God. And a lot of people have stepped in my life who have mistreated me like anything, and then have given me bits and pieces of kindness, and I felt, wow, this person is like God, this person is everything. And with a lot of people I felt that way, my friends and I don't know what. I mean, if you combine all the people in my life who were in the past, I would just you can categorize them into one thing, that they would mistreat you, but they would sprinkle a little bit of kindness, so you can stick with them. And so the book was basically me channeling my frustration against all those people. Now I do not have any grudges, that's why I'm laughing about it, but the book was just me channeling out my frustration and then closing that book and moving on.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So there are many females contact me actually, and they are like depressed with their life and they want to stay in an ashram, like spiritual ashram. They want to go married women, single women, and some women contacted me like they want to become a sannyasi and all. Maybe this is different topic for you, but I am asking you, as per, if someone say like this, what do you recommend them actually? I recommended them to go for a job, say self-sustain, and these ashrams are commercialized nowadays.
Yeah.
But as a, like, you are also working in a corporate field and all, what do you think about, like, what you recommend these sisters, you know, who are in trouble?
You know, I used to say this a lot back then. I want to go on a mountain and live. I don't want to live here. I want to go on a mountain. eventually I realized I wasn't looking for an ashram or a mountain or a place. I was looking for peace. I was looking for a feeling. We say that we want something, but there's always a feeling behind it. Like we want that feeling. We say we want a good partner, but we want to feel loved. We say we want a car, but we want comfort.
Right.
So when you manifest something or when you want something, there's a desire. Ask yourself, what is the feeling behind that desire? What is it that you want to feel? And then give yourself the opportunity to provide that to yourself only. I was looking for happiness, and I looked for the happiness in everywhere else in the world, in people, in places, in situations, in jobs. I didn't find it anywhere. So I looked within and I found it. I'm not saying that toxic and external environments cannot impact you. But I also feel that a person, a place, a situation cannot give you that feeling, or it cannot complete you in a way. So if you're looking for peace, maybe look within and you'll find it, because I found it. There will always be people. You cannot avoid people and just run away. And not that I'm saying they're running away if they're going to an ashram, but you cannot hide from the world and expect that everything will be smooth, everyone will be kind, and everything will be fair. Then I will feel happy and peaceful, because then you'll never be happy and peaceful. So maybe sit and ask yourself, how can I make myself happy now? Because now I truly and wholeheartedly and with confidence I'm saying this, my happiness is my responsibility. I never go and tell anyone, you were supposed to do this to make me happy. Not that you have to mistreat me, but my happiness is my responsibility. If I'm feeling low, I can make myself feel energized. So that is the power. I do not feel codependent on anyone. So codependency is when you outsource your happiness, when you're dependent on someone or else or something else to feel something within. I say this with a lot of spiritual experiences that I have been through or experienced. You can love someone, or you can love something, or you can do something with all of your passion and still be detached from it. Because no one and nothing is yours at the first place. So when you operate from that level of detachment, there's no ego involved. Your soul is there. So the kind of relationship that you form, it's of a different level. Maybe it's a job, a person, or a friend, or anything. If there's no attachment, you will be a different person. You wouldn't be so upset. There wouldn't be so many the control or the force. There wouldn't be so much negativity into this, because you do not want anything out of it. You're just giving, and you're allowing you to experience that thing. And there's always a lesson planted in it. When something, I like to believe when someone is very, very unkind to me, I like to believe that in the spirit realm, we are friends and we have a contract. Like when we go on earth, you'll teach me this thing, I'll teach you this thing. And maybe I'll be harsh in the process and you'll also be harsh. And then when we'll go back, we'll sit at like a dinner table and we laugh about it. See how I taught you that lesson? I was unkind to you so that you realize that I deserve kindness. I was bad to you so that you realize that you deserve goodness. That's how we realize, right? That this person is not treating me kindly. Maybe I do deserve kindness. I do not have to put up with this. I need to have boundaries. It's all the negative and the rude people in your life who have taught you lessons, who have made you a better person. You do agree with that, right? So that's what I feel. They came in my life, they taught me my lessons. Now when we'll die and go back in the spirit realm, we'll sit at a dinner table and we'll laugh about it. So that just gives me a sense of detachment. Okay, we are here to learn. We'll fulfill our karmic duties, learn our lessons, then go back and have fun there again. It's nothing personal.
So as per that, you think this world is like a drama stage or something like that?
That just gives me a sense of detachment, and it's very important to be detached. Nobody is yours, nothing is yours. You're here to play a role. You will play it and you will go back and you will sit and laugh with the people you hate right now in this realm. That's what I believe in.
What's your goal in life? What you want to become or something?
I just want to become someone who's as close to Shiva as possible. I know that even now, I am not very much close to him. There's still a gap. There's still a lot of ego within me that is keeping me attached. And I want to overcome those aspects of myself. And I want to be close to him. And I want to go to him and tell him, I am coming and I am yours at the end of the day. So I think I'm learning, but that is the goal. He is the only goal.
So how Shiva looks for you? Like he's in a form or lingam, or who is Shiva as per you?
Honestly, when I close my eye, I see a very strong, colorful, as bright as something can be. There's no form or shape or anything, but when I close my eyes, I see a strong, a powerful, it's filled with a lot of colors, and it's a little bit cloudy also. So some energy that is just floating around and very powerful, very powerful. Like I even feel it, I get goosebumps. You can imagine him as we see him in temples also. But when I sit and meditate, that's how I feel him. When I feel him, I see this formless image.
What kind of practice you recommend for the normal people who are in society? Like do you think they have to meditate, or what they can do like to improve their life?
Understand yourself. Because you can do anything, but if you do not understand yourself at the end of the day, you wouldn't accomplish anything. Because if you do not know yourself, the world will tell you who you are and you'll keep believing them. So just sit and ask yourself questions. I started asking myself tons of questions. What makes you sad? What makes you happy? What makes you anxious? Why do you think these thoughts makes you anxious? What are the dominant thoughts within you? What was your childhood like? What expectations do you think you have to fulfill? What was your conditioning? Why do you fear something? Why do you fear failure? What is failure to you? What is success to you? So ask as many questions as possible and then keep going within to find the answers also. So the more you come up with answers, the more experiences you will keep on looking back or keep on reflecting back, you will get to know yourself little by little. That's how we get to know each other. You're asking me questions, you're understanding things about myself. So if you keep asking questions to yourself, you'll get to know yourself and you'll find your beliefs, some limiting beliefs, some empowering beliefs. And when you'll work on those beliefs, slowly and eventually your aura will glow. You'll raise your vibrations because you're leaving out stagnant energy, you're filtering out, you're becoming a different person. So keep elevating yourself that way. Start asking questions to yourself. That's how you will know you. And when you will know you and the relationship that you have with yourself will become powerful, I think you'll become a different person entirely, and you have to keep becoming a different person. So ask questions and everything else will follow. Meditate, be close to nature. I think this will be the result of you understanding yourself. Because when you'll understand yourself, everything else will automatically happen. Because I do not tell myself, Shalvi, you have to sit and meditate today. I feel the need to. I come and I'm like, I want to be alone for 5 minutes and focus on my breath. It became a need. It's not a ritual that I have to do. It's something that I want to do. Why? Because I know that I like being quiet and I like being in my solitude. So when you know yourself, everything else will fall into place. And no two people are alike. Maybe I like something, somebody else likes something else. But if they know themselves, they'll eventually become their authentic self. Because from the moment we are born, we are immediately told this is this, this is that, this is how you're supposed to be, this is something you have to fear, this is something that will define your worth, and we become something that we are not. So just sit and ask yourself, who are you? Do you know you?
Which are the books you recommend for the people to read? Which books you like the most?
Okay, so many books that's just coming to my mind. But what I do feel is that one book that had the most impact on me, I was 16 or 17 years old when I started reading, and this book called The Happiness Trap. It's not a very deep spiritual book. It's because I used to be a very anxious person. This book helped me manage my anxiety. Like this book told me it's okay to have, like, feel your emotions, and you do not have to fight your emotions, because the more you fight with your emotions, the more it grows. So when I used to feel anxious, I used to be like, oh my god, why am I feeling this? And when I read that book, I changed that thing about me, because as happy as you are, you're bound to feel negative at times. Give yourself space to feel those emotions as well, because it's literally energy in motion, and it has to keep moving, otherwise it gets stuck or suppressed within you. Then there's illnesses, and there's this feeling of lowness. You don't want that. So I think The Happiness Trap is a book that even like teenagers, students, everyone should read.
Do you think these books are brainwashers? Do you think like that, or otherwise we get some knowledge from different experienced people?
What I have felt in my journey, initially I used to read anything, take knowledge from podcast and YouTube and whatever, and then I used to be so confused at the end of the day, like, how do I do this? Should I sit quietly, and should I do sound healing meditation or guided meditation? What should I do? And eventually I've understood this. It could be the most wise guru out there in the world, no disrespect to anyone, but do what feels right. Like, do what gives you happiness and that feeling of lightness, that if you're doing this, you're feeling good, you're feeling comfortable. Not everything works for everyone. So if you think that bhakti is keep giving you happiness, it is keeping you happy, it is connecting you back to yourself, do that. But if it doesn't feel right, if you do not feel like this is not something that is helping me, I'm still anxious, I'm still worried, and someone is telling you, no, you keep doing this, 3 months later you will feel better, and you keep doing this and you're even more anxious, because it doesn't work. Your body talks to you literally. If you sit and ask your body, what do you need in the moment? Do you want me to meditate like this? Do you want me to go to that crowded place? Do you want me to listen to this podcast? Your body will tell you, not the mind, the body. Listen to your body. These days on Instagram also, there are like thousands of reels. Eat this, eat that, this is better, wake up there. And your body is like, what should I do? So when I ask myself, Shalvi, what do you feel like eating that will make you feel a little lighter, more whole, like something that will give your body the energy that it needs? And the answers come up. I don't need to watch 1,000 reels to understand what should I do, because everyone's opinion is different, you would know. So ask your body, communicate with your body. Lie down for 15 minutes, do body scan meditation, and then ask yourself, what feels right to you? And the answer will come up.
Thanks a lot for joining me in this podcast. I am really grateful that you have shared your views with my audience. So is it okay to share your Instagram with
Definitely.
So I will share her Instagram account in my description of this video, and you can watch other podcasts also. Recently I did a podcast with Dr. Niranjan, and before that one lady from Hollywood, California. She now settled in Tiruvannamalai. You watched that podcast also. Thanks for watching. Namaste.